Hi, my name is Katie Johnson, and I play Weiss-Schnee, Cinderfall, Velvet, and Penny in KRWBY Abridged, or RWBY Abridged. And RWBY has been a huge part of my life for the past 2 or 3 years. And I'm so happy to be a part of a project that lets me work with people that love the show and love making entertainment for people like us. And I think it's a really great story, and I'm really glad that we get to bring our own little twist to it. Thank you so much to everyone that watches, and thank you to Rooster Teeth for making such an awesome product so that we can keep doing cool stuff with it. You're awesome. Yeah. Also, Weiss's best girl.
Hey guys, my name's Tina. I voice RWBY in RWBY Abridged here at KRWBY Productions, as well as front a lot of the VR content. I am going to attempt to tell you what RWBY means to me in a ridiculously small amount of time to celebrate their 5-year anniversary. But that's just not possible. I can't begin to tell you what it all means to me, as well as just how it's impacted my life. We could sit here all day and never finish this. But the TLDR version of that would be is that I got into RWBY and I met these amazing friends I probably would have never met otherwise. And they became more than that. They became family to me. They're people that they are there. We support each other. We lift each other up. And we get to create this amazing fun content based off of the original amazing show that Monty had put his heart and soul into. And now the team is also putting their heart and soul into, as they always have been. So I couldn't imagine having to try to pick up the pieces and keep going after that, because that's just, how do you continue without such a pivotal friend in your life, and keep doing everything with the same force and drive you had before? It's a constant reminder of this wonderful person who is no longer with you. So I applaud everyone at Rooster Teeth for the amazing work they do, and not just on RWBY, but on all the other projects within the company, because you guys deliver every time. So I can't wait to see what you guys do next, as well as volume 6 of RWBY, might be a priority for me, but I'm really excited to see what you guys do and how things progress in the future. To Carrie specifically, people can be hurtful and so cruel. To see you have to deal with what you have been, and even your sort of things that you have said in response, it's hurtful. I wish I could do more to just tell you how amazing you are, so I'm just gonna hope maybe someday, somewhere, you can hear these words from the people around you, and heck, even a total stranger. You're an amazing person. You're doing such a wonderful job. Don't let anyone bring you down. Thank you so much for everything you do. Much love from all of us here at KRWBY Productions.
What RWBY means to me? It means heart. Without the show RWBY or Rooster Teeth, I would have never met any of the people that are really important to me in my life today. I've met my best friend. I've met some really great people. Each and every one of them changing my life for the better.
To say that RWBY has changed my life is an understatement for the ages. If RWBY had never been created, this second family of mine would have never come together. I would have just been another guy walking by himself up and down the halls of conventions, trying everything I could to make a few friends that I could talk to once in a blue moon over a text message. On top of that, it's because of RWBY that I have a new purpose in life and a shot at a great career in filmmaking and scripting. The only thing I can say to you guys is thank you. Thank you for creating such a great community. Thank you for giving me such tremendous opportunities for personal and professional growth. Thank you for RWBY.
In July of 2016, my best friend was finally able to convince me to watch my very first anime. Not that I was against them at the time, they were just never very appealing to me. Well, that anime he had spent nearly a year telling me about happened to be RWBY. And as I binged the first 3 seasons from start to finish in nearly 3 days, I became hooked and hungry for more. My friend quickly wished she hadn't gotten me to watch it, as I had grown more obsessed about it than he was, and I still am. I fell in love with the characters and the story they helped tell, how each person was unique, but at the same time, how they could be so similar, how each person had their own personality and style, something that made them true to themselves, and honestly, very relatable. RWBY in particular quickly became my favorite, for our similar mannerisms and hyperactivity. As I had hungered between volumes for the next season to start, I eagerly took to the fandom for what it had to offer. In a way, the fandom was like a whole lot of different takes on the same thing, and the way we all came up with such crazy but incredible stuff is simply amazing. This show and its fandom were able to help me through some very tough times in my life, one where I thought I had no more future. But fast forward to now, and I am proud to say that I am making something that people enjoy, and it's doing what I love with people that are absolutely amazing. This fandom has given me a direction in life again, a place where I want to go, and I'm shooting for the stars because I know I can make it. This fan project has told me that I can reach that place if I keep working hard, and I hope it lands me among you guys. All of this is thanks to you. You, the writers, actors, actresses, motion capturers, modelers, the animators, environment artists, prop artists, renderers, sound artists, everyone. RWBY wouldn't be as amazing as it is if it didn't work for all of you, and I simply can't thank you all enough. The fan base you created is such an amazing place, and that wouldn't exist if you didn't work as hard as you all do every day. However, I know that fandom can be just as toxic as it is beautiful. I know what it's been like since the beginning of Volume 4, but I know the truth. That all of you are trying your best and continuing Monty's dream and vision for the show as best you can, and my god, you are all doing an amazing job. Not everyone appreciates the hard work and dedication you all put into the show on a daily basis, but you will always have a fan here at KRWBY Productions in me and everyone else. Don't let all of the negative things people say get to you guys, because in the end, you are doing the best as you possibly can, and honestly, that alone is so much more than we could ask for. It has been 5 long years since RWBY began, but there are many more in its future, and I cannot wait to see where it goes. Thank you so much to everyone on the RWBY team, and happy birthday to RWBY. Thank you.
I've been watching RWBY ever since it first premiered on YouTube. My first thoughts were, holy heck, this is amazing, I need to keep watching it. And it was mostly like that for a really long time, as I never went into any fandoms because I was more of an introvert than anything and kept to a small group of friends for the longest time. Only a few months ago did it actually have an impact on me. With my hobbies, I eventually ran into people who love to do what I do as well, and I met a wonderful friend that introduced me to a group that was so into RWBY, I couldn't believe it. I was scared and nervous to break out of my shell. I was so used to being mostly alone, it was a shock to me. This group eventually turned into my family, and without RWBY, I don't think I would have ever met them. RWBY helped me get out of my shell and be more open to people, and it gave me something to look forward to in the future. RWBY is what drove me to start voice acting, and with that push from my amazing friends, I'm aiming even higher. And without RWBY, I wouldn't have anything. So, thank you. Thank you, Monty. Thank you, Rooster Teeth, for making such an amazing show and bringing it into my life.
RWBY is more than just an animated web series. It's a beacon of hope for anyone who watches it, including me. I mean, yeah, it's a cute show and it's full of lots of action, but at the end of the day, the message behind it is still very clear, and that's to keep moving forward, no matter what. Whatever life throws at you, just keep putting one foot in front of the other. One thing that I absolutely love about RWBY is the characters. because everybody has at least one character that they can relate to. And as that character grows, you grow with them. And that's what I love about RWBY. This show has brought so many people together, and I am so thankful for everyone that I've met. I don't know what I'd do without them, and it wouldn't have been possible without RWBY. So I just want to say thank you to anyone and everyone who has and continues to work on such a beautiful piece of art. You guys have created a masterpiece, and Monty would be proud. So you guys should be proud too. Thank you.
I'm forever always by your side. Whenever you need a friend, I'm never far behind. If the stars all fall and there's no more light and the moon.
Hey guys, just want to do a little bit of a RWBY appreciation shout out, and what I would just love to say is how awesome that Rooster Teeth and Monty have just like brought this amazing show together, where you've got like science fiction and just adventure and fantasy all mixed into one. And I am so glad that I actually got to see this on one of my college days off, and I instantly fell in love with it. And I just love how the animation and like the characters just kept developing like over time, and it's just been one amazing ride. And also meeting people in the community fan base, it's been incredible. It's great to like geek out with people and tell like each other's like theories of what we think's gonna happen and all. It's just been great, and just seeing the many different cosplays and just how much they love the show. And it's all thanks to Monty and his great imagination for storytelling. Thank you, and rest in peace, good sir. I want to also say thank you to Rooster Teeth for continuing on with Monty's vision. And one last thing I want to say is I want to thank both for the show and to Rooster Teeth for making me reach out to friends that I've actually grown quite fond of. And we show how much we appreciate the show and everything Rooster Teeth does. And not only do I just look to these people as friends, but also they are family to me as well, and I'm proud to say that to them. Just love every single one of them, and I love what RWBY stands for. It's amazing, and I look forward to more in the future. This is JD the Weeaboo signing out.
Summer's day, I will be there to take all your fears away. With the touch of my hand, I will turn your life to gold. Don't worry, I've got you. Nothing will ever harm you. I'm close by, I'll stay here. Through all things I will be near. Close your eyes, don't you cry. Love's around you, in time you'll fly. Don't you worry about the dark, I will light up the night with the love in my heart. I'll burn like the sun, keep you safe and warm. Like the smell of a rose on a summer's day, I'll be there to take all your fears away. With the touch of my hand, I'll turn your life to gold. With the touch of my hand, I'll turn your life to gold. They see you as small and helpless, will be the day we've waited for. This will be the day we open up the door. I don't wanna hear absolution. Hope you're ready for revolution. Welcome to a world of new solution. Welcome to a world of bloody evolution. In time, your heart will open mine.
My name is Nathan Perkins, and online I go by the handle Flipixel. If my accent doesn't give it away, I'm Australian, from the little state capital of Adelaide, South Australia. In high school, I went through a rough patch where a close friend of mine passed away, and I just lost all motivation for what I was studying. It didn't interest me anymore. It didn't fill me with joy or purpose, and that's when RWBY first started. I vividly remember the first season, how each new episode would bring joy and become the highlight of my week, a reason to smile, to try and get on my feet again. And not long after, I got to meet one of its creators at Adelaide Supernova, and from that moment, the seed was planted. I fell in love with animation. It became my dream. The road since then has been hard, but rewarding. In the time between then and now, I've finished high school, I've gone on to further study and graduate with an advanced diploma in the field. I have worked with a major VFX studio here in Australia on movies like Peter Rabbit and Tomb Raider, and now I'm looking to further my study and achieve a bachelor degree in media arts. Throughout this journey, RWBY has been a constant. It has continued to fill me with joy. It enthralls me in its world and its story, and though this has been a long journey, it has paved the way for a future I once could never have dreamed of. Whether it's been hosting the local cinema screenings in the lead up for Volume 4, volunteering at RTX Sydney as a stage management, or just socializing with the greater community as a whole, the work that has been done over these years has made an impact on my life, and that I am grateful for. I implore you to keep up the good work, to always be improving, to always forge on and craft RWBY into the entertainment giant it's become. It's been wonders to watch. It's been doing wonders for many people, and it will continue to do so. The team behind this, the hours put into it, it's worth it. I can't wait to see what it is you guys do with this, and where it is you go, and I always have a spot in my heart for this show. For the slump it took me out of to where it's taken me to, the motivation it's given me, and the hope. And I think that's quite fitting for it. Yours sincerely, Nathan Perkins.
Hi, my name is Joe, and RWBY has changed a lot about my life. A friend of mine got me into RWBY right around when Volume 4 was airing, which was just at the beginning of my junior year of high school. The show quickly became a favorite of mine, and the more I watched it, the more I fell in love. For me, RWBY has been a huge inspiration and one of the many reasons as to why I am now a 3D artist. Much of what I like about RWBY is the amount of love that goes into making the show. Knowing that there are passionate and caring people working hard on it is very motivational, especially for somebody who was just about to start their life. My favorite thing about RWBY, aside from all the amazing friends it has made me, has to be that the show knows when to have fun. There are a few moments where the show goes over the top just to impress you. I've always been very appreciative of it. My favorite example has to be the food fight from the beginning of Volume 2. Everything about that scene just shines with creativity, passion, and charm. As someone aiming to have a career in animation, I have always looked up to RWBY, and I will keep doing so because RWBY is and has always been something special.
I have never been very good with words, so I'm gonna try and make this as short as possible. 5 years ago I was in a really tough spot mentally, that there were days I just didn't want to do anything. But one day I managed to stumble upon this show called RWBY, and I instantly became hooked. Through that, I've made friends that I see as family now, and I'm not struggling as much as I used to. So I'm very thankful that Monty Oum and Rooster Teeth have made this amazing show. I see these friends as family, and I don't know what I would do without any of the RWBY fandom. So happy 5 years, RWBY.
Hey, my name is Cole. I'm a writer and voice actor for KRWBY Productions' Abridged series and all of the other content that we do. I voice Crow Bronwyn, first of all. And I also voice John Ark. So, I can't tell you how much this show means to me in any short amount of time. Like, I would need an entire day to explain to you how much this show means to me. But let me start off by saying that the work that you do on this show is phenomenal. The hours I'm sure you put into directing and writing every single scene. The movements, everything looks like it takes a metric year. And I don't think enough people appreciate just how much time and effort and passion you put into this. You must have had this really heavy weight on your shoulders when Monty left. And like you had to do justice to his vision. And I can honestly say that I don't think that anyone could have done a better job than you have so far. You've done an incredible job. And the friendships that I've forged in this community will last me a lifetime. So sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much for everything you've done. And real quick, shout out to Carrie Shawcross. That guy's a frickin' G, and he's awesome. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Love you, man.
Hey, this is Kyle, also known as Just Pira, one of the admins for KRWBY Productions. I started watching RWBY right when Volume 3 ended, and this show has easily been my #1 favorite show ever since. The amazing love and dedication that everyone at Rooster Teeth has for its community, it's absolutely astonishing. Each and every year, you guys have pushed the limits of what if with RWBY, and it's been nothing but incredibly successful. Because of this show, I've met friends and communities I would have never known, and traveled to places I'd never even think of going to. RWBY has had such a positive impact on my life, and many others, that I would never want to change any part of it. Thanks for everything you guys do for us. Congratulations on 5 years of RWBY, and many more to come. And as Monty always said, keep moving forward.
I have been a long-running fan of Rooster Teeth for a very long time now. And years ago, when I first heard about the show RWBY, I knew I would be excited for it too. I've been a long fan of Monty Oum since I first found out who he was many, many years ago, and he has helped inspire me to be the person I am today. He's one of the reasons I'm in voice acting now, and one of the reasons why I'm so glad to be involved in such an amazing project. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with in the future, and just know you'll always have a fan here at KRWBY Productions. Thank you so much for everything you do. Levi Mixon.
Hello, this is Rusty, and I'm here to talk about how RWBY affected my life. Although, it wasn't necessarily RWBY as a whole. It was mostly the music, but yeah, RWBY did affect me. Because you know what? It was all in the music, composed by Jeff Williams and Casey Lee Williams. So, it's a funny thing how a song can describe a period of time in your life and what's going on around you, and more importantly, just kind of lift you up when things really seem pretty bleak. And last year I was going through a tough time. I was learning to do a lot of stuff for the first time, between getting a job, learning how to buy stuff at the grocery store, and etc. You get the point. I was very sheltered. But it wasn't really a fun or easy thing to do. And in fact, in several cases, because of just circumstance, it turned out to be really kind of nightmarish. So, the thing is, my sister had told me about the series the year before, and at first I looked at it and I thought, you know, there is another 3D anime I've seen floating around, and while the style looks good, I'm not sure I can watch this one. And I didn't give it a chance. But that year, because I was feeling so down, I'm like, you know, what do I have to lose? What do I have to lose from giving one show a chance and, just trying to enjoy it and, laugh at it if it's not necessarily what I thought it was going to be, and kind of laugh with it when it is funny. And you know what? It turned out to be one of my favorite shows. I couldn't get over the characters and just the voice acting. It sounded so natural. It was so much more than what, typical people who watch anime are used to. Just, generic voices that over-exaggerate happiness or sadness or make a moment far more dramatic than perhaps it would be in the real world, where you might be panicking or unable to talk. And don't get me wrong, those are cool in their own rights, but this was not as theatrical, and that was a breath of fresh air. Yes, the animation needed a little bit of work, but I mean, at that point in time, Monty Oum had been able to work on the project because he'd finished another one, and I think for what it was honestly a really great concept. So I watched that when I got the chance every so often, and it cheered me up, and it helped motivate me more than I was to get out and keep doing what I was doing, even if people didn't believe in me. And that's something that most shows don't usually do. Sure, I love the stories, I love the characters, I love the action, and not so much the romance, the comedy for sure, but they don't really touch me on that level because, like I said, they're theatrical. They don't show the human depth of emotion that would normally be there in that situation. And that's what I appreciated about this. As for the music, well, I started listening to it whenever I went to work. I started smiling more because I had started to kind of lose my spark from just life taking a toll with unexpected events that I wish didn't happen. So, thank you, Monty Oum, for making this, and thank you, Rooster Teeth, for helping him promote it and to keep it going even though he's not there anymore. And while I might not always agree with the writing direction, I'm glad it's still there. And thank you, Casey Lee Williams and Jeff Williams, for making such amazing music and putting so much time and effort into it. Have a good one. Potato out.